Included a top 10 battle in 3A with probably the Region 3 3A title on the line, although others may have something to say about that. But a year ago, those guys, Mountain View Prep, won a 2-point thriller against Woodruff. They had to visit Brett Sloan's house tonight. Could the Stars get their revenge? Here's Todd Summers with the recap.
6th-ranked Woodruff playing host to 5th-ranked MVP mid-first quarter. Aiden Gibson, dealing with an injury coming in, looks pretty good early on, as he does a great job of keeping his balance at the line of scrimmage and races 38 yards for the score. Woodruff leads 7-0. Late first quarter, Connor Davis throws deep, and Curtis Bell makes the catch in the end zone for a 42-yard touchdown. Wolverines up 14-0. Early second quarter, Gibson takes the handoff, bounces it outside, hits the sideline, and takes off for a 72-yard touchdown. Wolverines up 21-0. Mid-second quarter, the Stars finally answer. Mac Anderson fakes the handoff, takes it himself for the 2-yard touchdown, MVP on the board, but down 21-7. Under 4 minutes to play first half, Gibson takes the handoff, makes a few moves at the line of scrimmage. The hole opens, and Gibson's gone. 43 yards for the touchdown. Woodruff leads 28-7. Under 2 minutes to play first half. Aiden Gibson's not done, as he comes up with another highlight-worthy run, breaking tackles and rumbling 62 yards for his 4th TD of the half. Woodruff leads 36-7 at the break. Gibson 254 yards rushing in the first half alone. Mid-third quarter, Connor Davis finds Aiden Gibson, but this time out of the backfield. And check out Gibson in the open field as he gets free for a 50-yard touchdown, his 5th of the night, as Woodruff hands MVP its first loss of the season. Final score, 49-28.
Most definitely we took it personally. It's just another big game, and we're going to treat it like another big game. Hey, they did all that talking on social media. Remember, every team, social media talking don't get you nowhere. We come out and compete, and that's what Woodruff do, and we're going to keep on doing it. They showed how special they are tonight, and I'm so proud of them, and just want to credit our players and our assistant coaches, man. They did a phenomenal job of putting an outstanding game plan together.
In Woodruff, for the High School Red Zone, I'm Todd Summers.
Aiden Gibson sounds like he was ready to play another game. Well, MVP began the night as one of 3 area unbeatens. Number 1 in 3A, Belton-Ahunnia among the others, trying to get 8-0 and 2-0 in Region 1 3A. MJ Earl the touchdown there. Later on, Mason Evans extends the play, finds Malachi Hester for the connection. A Crescent team that was 5-2 coming in and trying to stay unbeaten in the region, but BHP out west in Anderson County, 55-28, the win against Crescent. Other action this evening, well, Dixie and Ware Shoals, the Hornets, the 3rd unbeaten team in the purple against the Hornets of Dixie. Ware Shoals gets the touchdown out of Jaden Johnson, trying to continue their best start since the late 80s. Back comes Brandon Nance and Dixie. Dixie came into the game 6-1, 2-0 in Region 1 1A. Well, Ware Shoals was 7-0 and 2-0. That touchdown not enough. Turned out to be an offensive shootout, and in the end, Ware Shoals pulling on to the victory, 58-33. Hornets improved 8-0 and keep pace with Abbeville in Region 1 1A at 3-0. Meanwhile, in Region 1 4A, big one tonight, Fountain Inn maybe laying in wait for a Westside Rams team that's figured it out with a lot of new players this season. Caitlin Powell punching it in. Westside trying to make it 4 straight wins. And then Bear Woods, he began the night, 11 TD tosses, just 1 interception. He loads up there for his fellow freshman, Jay White, on the receiving end. That extended the third quarter lead to 34-14 in favor of Westside. Powell another touchdown. Rams make it 4 straight wins on the season and a 17 straight in region play. Brian Lane's team picks up another victory.
We just keep plugging away. I mean, it's a long season, so we play tough teams at the beginning to get us ready, for region and playoffs. So we attack every game as a region championship. Next week is no different. So we try to go 1 win a week because that's all you can play. We can't worry about anything in the future. We have no control over that. We control what we do today.
Fountain Inn was averaging 35 points a game. Lane's defense holding them to 21, so they even their record at 4-4. They're 3-0 in Region 1 4A. Wren trying to keep pace, going on the road against Lawrence, which picked up its first win of the season last week against Southside. Jacob Owens and Matthew Casey connecting right there. 38-14 Wren in the third quarter. Building on the advantage, Muntu Brown over 1,000 yards in the season. What a year he is having. We've got a bunch of great running backs. Put this guy on the list. That's a sprint of 80 yards. Another massive night for Muntu. And he and Wren roll on to a win. That's their 6th of the year overall. They're 3-0 in the region, in first with Westside, which is still ahead on the schedule, 45-28. Other action in the region in the Lakelands, Emerald at home handing Southside a 29th consecutive loss and a 4th straight shutout as the Vikings knock off the Tigers by a final of 61-0. Region 2-5A, Gaffney, one of 2 5A teams in the area that starts tonight unbeaten in region play. Homecoming at the reservation against the Riverside Warriors, who also play at a reservation. Banks Boughton, fun things happen when he gets out of the pocket. Nifty run there, and then on 4th down, he hooks up with Quentis Hines to extend a drive. Justin Dawkins finds a seam. Little man, big heart, and a big run right there and dragging defenders. Look at the strength as he adds about another yard or two to the end of the run. Then a direct snap to Kareem Shaw for an early touchdown. Riverside actually tied it up early, but Gaffney pulls on to the victory. They improved to 6-2 overall, 5-0 in the region. Riverside 3-5, all 5 of their losses against teams with winning records as they fall 49-20. Dorman on the road at Wade Hampton, trying to make it 12 straight against the Generals this evening, and the special teams were working well. Jordan Darby off the block field goal try, and there he goes, coast to coast for the touchdown. Dorman cruising on. Wade Hampton has dropped 22 straight. Cavaliers get a 6th win on the year. They're 4-1 in the region, still with Gaffney coming to their place. Elsewhere in Region 2-5A, Spartanburg and Boiling Springs. This is a ball game that Boiling Springs actually outgained the Vikings. Nifty run here in the 4th quarter with his team down by 14 by Emery Logan of the Bulldogs. But Jay Undra, Cohen Foster, and the Vikings were making the big defensive plays when they needed to. There's Centel Hall with a stop. Trenton Lynch had 150 yards rushing for Spartanburg, became 5th all-time on their career rushing charts, and the Vikings make it 5 out of 6 in the series with a 21-7 victory. And also in Region 2-5A, Byrnes and Eastside on homecoming, so they honor the homecoming queen at Byrnes. It was a 7-0 lead for Byrnes at the half. They were struggling against Lucas Tankersley and crew. He gets the sack. Byrnes had a punt early in the 3rd, but on the very first snap from scrimmage of the quarter for Eastside, the Eagles fumble. Jacoby Fuller had to carry a big part of the load out of the backfield with Trey Segura out with injury. That run sets up the eventual 41-yarder for Zach Reinert, made it 10-zip Byrnes in the 3rd, and the Rebels have won 10 straight going back to 1996 against the Eagles. They take it 18-6.